Hello people from Desperation. In this video, I'm gonna talk about Saturn in Pisces in the future next year. And if you're going to have some plan for your future, your business, this video is specifically for you. So first thing first, we have to know that what is Saturn means in astrology. So basically, Saturn is about the society. It will stay in one side roughly 2.5 years. So to finish the whole cycle is roughly 30 years. And because 2.5 years is not really long, but it's quite long enough for some changes. So where is Saturn? In some way, it represents that some changes in a society. So when we talk about somebody's birth chart, when you see the Saturn, it kind of represents that the character in a society, and because it's 2.5 years, so it's a generation thing. Your classmate, most likely it has the same Saturn sign, so we can see that roughly 2.5 years the student has a different personality. And if you're a teacher, you can see that the grade 1 student and the grade 3 student, the personality for the whole generation will kind of different. So for now, Saturn is in Aquarius. The duration is 2020 May to the 2023 March. As you can see, it's basically covered the whole COVID-19 time. I think the most important keyword of this time is separate. People need to be separate, divided into little groups. So the Saturn is about authority, orders, and tradition, and conservative thing. And Aquarius is quite liberal, about freedom, revolution, rebellion. People couldn't do things in order, so a lot of Aquarius they hate what people told them to do, so they will try to do the opposite. So these two things together will be a kind of political issue. So when these two things together, it becomes like the old order is lost. So not just because people have to keep social distance, keep some distance. And when we think further, so in the old days, people work in the same place, everything is concentrated. No matter Beijing or London or any big city, people have to stay in the city. It build an organization. And then, because the COVID-19 and other thing else, it made people think that we don't have to be together, we can be separate. So you still can work for the London company, but you stay in maybe Manchester or Scotland. So people doesn't have to be together. That's the most strong feeling to me. All around the world, you can see some enormous company. It looks unbreakable. It's collecting, like Google, Facebook, sometimes Tesla. You can see they have some of issues happen inside it. It's like collecting. And then the big people, big figure, you can see a lot of big figure falling down. Another thing is quite outstanding, and for example, the Brexit. You already did it once during the Henry VIII time, and no matter right or wrong, it is how this works. Sometimes separate, sometimes together. In Chinese, we call it 合久必分，分久必合. And then in America, you got the Black Lives Matter or All Lives Matter. And then people who vote for Trump, people who vote for Biden during this time. In old days, as I remember, it's not that sensitive, it's not that a big thing. But for now, that two sides of people couldn't sit together, it must be some argument. And sometimes when people see, okay, people separating, I have to try harder using some force to put things together. So you can see what they do to Hong Kong people. So why people feel bad during this time? It's not just because the COVID-19. I think the COVID-19 just the surface. Deep down, the key reason is the separation. And the whole feeling is like you're building the big building from the ground. So when you build up to some point that it couldn't build anymore, it couldn't go up anymore. So it have to collapse to leave some space to the next step, to the next development. So people feel like the old order is gone. the people, the thing you can rely on is gone, your company is gone, and you have to find another new way to survive that feeling. I have drawn this bear a couple months ago, and you can see behind the bear there was a tower up there, and it was burning, and a big figure is falling down, and he's wearing a crown. And it's obvious it comes from the tower in tarot. And then behind there are volcano exploding, and then the village down there is gonna be destroyed. Everything is gonna be disaster. And then you can see the bear is get hurt. That is the attitude I want to show, that I know this is gonna be a disaster, but we have to still keep our decency, to keep our integrity. And then you can see the corner two books there. I think with these two things, and we can still have the power to rebuild the whole thing. And the next step is Saturn will get into Pisces. The duration is 2023 March and until 2026 February. As I just said before, 分久必合，合久必分. It means that separated for a very long time, it will be a reunion. When things together for a very long time, they might be a separation. And in this time, that Pisces is quite understanding people. They are quite soft, and they have empathy. So when Saturn go in, I just guess, but I think the topic during this time is reunion, that we kind of understanding each other. For example, like people in America, people who vote for Trump, people who vote for Biden, they are really hate each other. But maybe during this time, they really find out that we can compromising something, settle something down, that I know during this time you get hurt, I get hurt, and we just can sit down together to heal together. Or maybe in Europe, the Brexit could take back, could be cancelled, and the whole united Europe could be together again. So as I just said at the beginning, the Saturn cycle is roughly 13 years. So 13 years ago, what we see is the Germany, when the wall of Berlin is falling down, and then the East Germany and West Germany reuniting together. So the wall is breaking down. It's so much like the Saturn in Aquarius thing, and after that, the Germany become together. And then if you are running some business, have some plans in the future, I think you could go back to the international. You remember when the Saturn in Aquarius, you can see the Chinese people are hate foreigner much more than it used to be. And the money, the communication, the travel is kind of cut off. And then the globalization is cut off too, because we play a big part in the globalization. And so when the reunion come back, bridge could rebuild again, and the connection could rebuild again. And because the tower is collapsed, so it's not easy to, just like it used to be, to put a lot of money to start something between countries. I think it's more like the internet thing, the person-to-person thing. So you can sell your drawing, your design, your NTF, or maybe you can teach language. That kind of thing is work. And you know that Pisces is about an object thing, so they care a lot about their feeling. So the business is better be you can just do it, finish the whole thing in the internet, but not in the physical way. So you don't need to really make something to send to another country. You could be like, you build up your business, and so what you can do in different kind of platform. If you want to do something in China, I suggest you can try Bilibili and 小红书 to start your business, let Chinese people know you. Of course, that is the best case, the most positive possibility. But in the worst case, I'm really worrying about that. It might bring the 1984 become reality again. In the novel, you can see their goal is kill the individual. People have to think in the same way, speak in the same way, using the same hive mindset. So everyone maybe make a little bit difference will be deleted. You know that the prices is about the fish, the ocean. The feeling is like when you see a lot of fish swim together in the ocean, you won't care about the individual. You won't care about the personality of each fish, because all they need to do is being the same, being the part of the whole group, and that will become really horrible when we come into the human world. It will become the dream come true to the dictators. So don't let it happen, please. So that is what I'm thinking about the Saturn in Pisces. But for now, I think we already feel some great change is coming. And you can see that the Aquarius and the Pisces is really different personality. So when the Saturn is coming from here to here, it will be a huge change. And the most important thing is we don't know how it change, how big the change is gonna be, and how we adjust all of these changes. Thank you for watching.